Hello, I'm Roger Sandqvist. I'm living in Sweden and I'm 64 years old. I've been working in the telecom industry for most of my life, and I've been brought up in the middle of Sweden, but now I'm living close to Gothenburg, more south. And from even when in the childhood, I was out in the woods together with my father a lot, and from the start I liked the way to be out in the woods, um, fishing and hiking and so on. Later on in my youth, I uh, was in the Boy Scouts for some years, and we did a lot of things in the woods, but also canoeing out in the sea, in and in the lakes as well, of course. Um, and then it was for 10, 20 years, perhaps, it was not so much hiking and so on. It was a lot of work, and the family and the children took a lot of time from me. So, but I'm find my way back to this life again, and I love it to just be out in the quiet woods with the birds and everything, the smells, and I really love it. To make up a fire and just sit there solo or with friends and think about the life and what I've done all these years, and what if it's something I've missed, or also could I have done something in another way. And so, but I think it's a perfect way to be out in the woods, especially as I've been working in the telecom industry. It's a big difference between working in high technologies compared with being out making fire and do your own food in the woods. Since I've been out in the woods all my life, more or less. So, but whenever I go out in the woods, I feel very calm, relaxed, and happy. So I always turn back to go out for a hike, or have that to yeah, to help myself through the life with the problems that everyone have, the things. You have time to think a lot. It's a lot of thinking. I mean, when you're out solo, the brain is taking over, and it comes up a lot of things that you haven't thought about for a long time, perhaps. Uh, and sometimes you solve problems that you have back home by just sitting alone in front of a fire, thinking about things and what you are doing with your life and so on. When my mother got Alzheimer's, and she was slowly fading away from me, it was really sad. And I think it helped me to be out in the woods sometimes, thinking about this solo, and so there was a way for me to coming over that. It was a period who was very sad for me. So that's helped me absolutely. It. Well, I have been out a lot with my dad, as I said, and friends for many years. But the first time I was out solo, I find something else that I haven't recognized before. And that was that I the thinking was different. I mean, when you're talking to people all the time, it's like home. But when you're solo and you can only talk to yourself, it could be very good sometimes. But you start thinking about things that you never do otherwise. I think that was something that I really have thought about later on. That's a very good way to solve a lot of problems or think over things that is in your mind. Nothing to disturb you. So I can recommend that, really. If you feel sad or you feel confused or so, hike out to the woods, take it easy, relax, do a fire, and just enjoy yourself. And it will come automatically. Your brain will start up. Yeah, that's how I see it. I like most part of the solo trip. You have a goal all the time. First, you have to find a campsite good enough, and setting up your gears, and doing finding firewood, and do a fire, cooking and everything. But if I have to point out one thing is best, is the morning coffee. That's absolutely best. Go up early in the morning, the sun is rising, and you do a hot cup of coffee. That's the absolute best. My favorite season is the spring that we are coming to now. Absolutely. I mean, the birds will start singing, everything is growing, and it's been, in Sweden especially, there's been a long, dark winter. So the spring is so welcome. I really love it. That's absolutely the best part when I'm out. In the winter it's much tougher, but I love the winter as well. But we used to have a lot of snow, and it's cold. You have to have a lot of clothes on you, and then in the spring you can be lighter in many ways. I love to sleep in the hammock, and that's a little bit easier when it's warmer out. And in the spring there's not so many mosquitoes as in the summer, so that's also a big good things about the spring. So, but the food, maybe it's easier as well compared with winter, of course. I love meat, so barbecuing a piece of meat is great. Well, I have seen deers and mouse, of course. That's pretty common. I mean, we have 4 predators in Sweden: bear, wolf, wolverines, and lynx. But where I live, it's maybe bear and wolves I can see. But I've seen one bear once on a distance. So otherwise, it's mouses and deers, snakes. No dangerous snakes in Sweden. They're all nice. So so that's it to me. I don't have anything to deal with a bear, so it's very, very unusual that the bear is doing anything here. It's brown bears we have here. They are not aggressive, and the wolf haven't done anything else to any human being in Sweden. So maybe they will take a sheep or something, but no people. So I haven't anything that prepared for that, and I feel comfortable. I'm not scared at all for that. I have not really get lost. Sometimes has been a little bit confused, so to say. But no, I have a map, and I can see on the sun west, north, south, and west and east. So no, I don't used to get lost so far. We will see in the future when I get even older. But no, and if you have lakes, a mountain, you have a reference point, and that's much easier. If you're in woods, don't have any reference everywhere and anywhere, so it could be harder to find. But if you have that, you can always find your way home. Yeah. Well, you can have bought some technical GPS or something and help you out. But I think like if they're new in this business, they can start easy and then learn, of course, how to read a map and read the nature around you, the environment. And of course, start going out with friends who are smarter than you. No, we learned that in school, orientating competitions I've been in, and I used to win them. But we are learning that in the early in the school, how to use a map and compass. So most of the Swedes can, not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, I'm playing ice hockey 2 times a week, but it's in the winter time. We will play next Friday. That's the last for this season, and I'm playing a little bit football. I played in the team when I was young, football, so I love football, or soccer that you say. So that's I've done a lot of different sports in my life. But ice hockey and football is the best ones that I love to. Well, I try to learn all the time to do better and better movies, and the way to film, angles and so. And since I'm using a drone as well, I'm learning there as well, do it better and better and so on. I'm not talking in the film, as you said, and maybe that's something else could do in the future, coming out from my comfort zone a little bit and do some more talking. That could be a next step, perhaps. Next step, we'll see. Since English is my second language, it's a little bit tougher. Yeah. I was a little bit skeptic in the beginning. I didn't know what it is, but after I've talked to you, I get more convinced that this will be fun to be part of. I mean, I have seen the Alone films, and I love that. Very, very exciting, and look at that. So that was the name Alone was the name that I have to be part of that in some way.